Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. You are now tuned in to the Emergency Landing podcast. We got the 10 o'clock Jets, aka the 1 o'clock Jets, but maybe they're the 10 o'clock Jets if you live in California and don't have a job. We got Mo as always, and we have the Carl of this Aqua Teen Hunger Force of New York Jets podcast. Our Giants fan neighbor, Paul, here to talk some NFL schedule and do a little draft cleanup for the Giants side of things. So how is everybody doing this evening?
Well, the Knicks blew it, but other than that, I'm pretty fucking fantastic, I'll say.
Knicks in 6.
Paul,
Yeah,
are
they
you a
just
Knicks fan?
Of course, man.
Oh,
What do you think? I'm some
okay.
sort of like fucking unbased traitor that grew up in New York and was just like, I love Jason Kidd and Brooklyn? Yeah, what the fuck's that about?
No. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if you like basketball at all.
Dude, listen, I will, like, if the Knicks win a finals ever, like, meet up with me, I will be setting on something on fire in Times Square. And you're invited,
Well,
dude. Everyone's invited.
we are
Yeah,
both gonna do the
I
same
do hope
thing.
you know that. I do hope you know that if the Knicks do make the finals, that we're going to a game, and if they have a chance to clinch, we're going to the city, regardless if we go to the game or not, and regardless of where that game is, we have to be there to burn the city down.
Yeah, we're just like, oh shit, it's like game 7. 7 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third quarter, and we're like, yo, Trump has the National Guard on standby for if we win or if we lose. Yes.
Yeah.
It's gonna be animals. It's gonna be animals.
They'll have the National Guard there. They'll have to get the National Guard there like 3 days early for it to even like matter.
To be determined. National Guard,
TBD.
if necessary. Game 6, National Guard, if necessary.
Oh no, it's gonna be necessary.
Absolutely. Game 7 will not be. Game 7, I think, will not be necessary. Knicks in 6. They're they won one for Tatum tonight, but it's time to close that shit out. Friday. Don't fuck with. I don't want to fuck with any games against the Celtics beyond this Friday.
I just hate 3-1. I just hate 3-1 so much, but I'll leave it at that. But let's talk some motherfucking New York football.
Yeah, it's not the ideal scenario. So New York football, the Jets, Giants, rest of the NFL have released their schedules today. For the Jets schedule, I mean, obviously we've known who our team's opponents were going to be for the past for the past 6 months basically, but now we know when these games are, exactly where and exactly when these games are happening. So for the Jets, it's 13 1 o'clock games. You got one London game, one London game in week 6 against the Broncos. I'm really getting tired of playing the Broncos, but we always either play the AFC West or finish in the same place in our division as they do. So we always play them. We got the Thursday night game in New England in November, and we have a Monday night game in Miami, week 4 at the end of September. I might actually, decent chance I'm actually going to go to that one. And then just a bunch of 1 o'clock games. You open the season at home against the Steelers. So that should be interesting.
You guys will win that. And it'll be hilarious, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be
Justin Fields' revenge game immediately. That's what the NFL needs. And that's what Pittsburgh needs,
Yeah, it seems like the NFL is operating like under the premises that Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Steeler. Because I feel like that's part of why they scheduled that game. But I feel like just to protect themselves, like in case he does like decide to do shrooms in a cave and not show up for that game. They're scheduling it at 1 o'clock so they don't get burnt with like a meaningless Monday night game in week 1. But yeah, then they stay home. They stay home week 2 and play Buffalo. So a nice little inverse from last year where we played our first 2 games on the road. They played Buffalo week 2 at home. Then they're in Florida 2 weeks in a row, at Tampa, at Miami. Then they come back home to the Dallas Cowboys, and then they go to London for Denver, and then they come back home for Carolina, and then they play the Bengals. They got a week 9 bye, which is a pretty good, pretty good spot for the bye week 9. That's like kind of right where you want it, right smack in the middle. So a good bye week, and then like the second half of their schedule does ease up quite a bit. They got the Browns. They got the Browns. I'm drawing blanks, even though I know this schedule like it's the back of my hand. They got the Browns. They got the Pats again, that Thursday night game. They got the they got the Ravens. That'll be tough in Baltimore. And then they got week 13. Week 13, they're at home against the Falcons. It's another tough one. But then like December, I feel like is a pretty easy month. They play like the Dolphins. They play the Dolphins at home. They play the Jaguars. They play the Saints, and then they play the Patriots, and then they finish on the road week 18 in Buffalo. Time of that game TBD. I was looking at the schedule, and I might be delusional, but I think there's a chance that we are 8-8 going into that last game, and that it's like a kind of a make or break game as far as going to the playoffs in Buffalo week 18. And if the Bills are resting their starters, then shit, we might go 9-8 and make the playoffs.
I'm just counting. I feel like, hold on. My fucking stupid.
Oh yeah, and Paul, what are your thoughts on the Giants draft? I know that you were very excited about some of the things they did.
Oh yeah, man. So it feels like to me, right? Because you got to think of all the first round disappointments when the Giants kind of had, like, honestly, it's not that different than the Jets. Like, it's just like we've like won a Super Bowl in the past like 20 years, but like the ass of drafting, besides like, Odell, right, has been really few and far between. You think of like Eric Flowers, Kadarius Toney, fucking Eli Apple, and then like last year Malik Neighbors was chosen, and then Tyrone Tracy too in the 3rd round. So it's like a pretty good draft. It's just like the rest of the offensive situation was like pretty ass, right? So you're like, okay, like the immediate concern going off that is how do we keep like that consistently like progressive? Like, how are we going to go forward on that? How are we going to build on that? Because we know what we do for the past 13 years. We've just been like, LOL, like fucking, shitting the bed the next draft, like, switching coaches, just the quarterback situation has been atrocious. Like literally 15 touchdown year Daniel Jones was our like, oh my God, this is our savior. That's fucking pathetic, bro.
That's really what fucked you. That's really what fucked you, because you really had no choice but to say, okay, we need to, he's our best option right now.
Or did it put us exactly where we need to be? Because now I feel like, okay, the question becomes, how long do we okay, so you own a Wendy's. David Gettleman comes and shits like for 2 days straight in the bathroom, and you have to clean it up. And everyone's blaming you as the Wendy's manager, but you're just cleaning up. You're just mopping like fucking diarrhea from the bathroom because David Gettleman just couldn't stop shitting and like making wrong decisions, right? And like, at what point do you sever like the okay? Now's the time. I believe the Tyrone Tracy, Malik Neighbors like draft of last year is now the time we can start like actually looking at Schoen, right? The ball is here nor there. He like sometimes makes crazy. Honestly, he's really aggressive, and like when it works, it works. Like that one year we made the playoff, and then since then it's been like counterproductive. But we've had no quarterback play. So here's the thing: before the draft, and I'm going to get to like what I think about each pick. I was like, yes, Jameis Winston. This is a meme. This is funny. Like, this will be like, honestly, I can't believe there were people who were telling me, oh, Jameis Winston throws interceptions as much as he does touchdowns. I was like, my guy, every single Giants quarterback for the past fucking 10 years has thrown interceptions and not touchdowns. So, like, I don't know what you're trying to tell me. Like, I'm excited
Also,
about this.
bro, we all have eyes. I mean, Jameis Winston might not have eyes. He might need, he might need a second LASIK surgery, but like we all have eyes. We see what happens in these games.
And then you go from there, right? And you're just like, okay, I don't know about the Russell Wilson thing. But that's when the draft comes into play because what we did changed my opinion about those two quarterback signings. So obviously you have Abdul Carter, right? And I think at the first point, like after Travis Hunter went, like, obviously it was always going to be Ward Hunter, right? And then you would think that the Giants would do the right thing and take Abdul Carter. But are they trigger happy for a quarterback, right? At this point, no one knew that the Sanders thing was going to happen, right? So I was like, oh, and they took Abdul Carr. I was like, okay, you're okay. You go down the list, and it was actually like for a draft that people said was like, lackluster. It was actually a really fucking thrilling first round, and I think we all like can agree on that, right? Not just for me.
Fun. I was watching it. I was kind of watching it at the Angels game that I was at that night, but it was a pretty fun draft. A lot of interesting stuff happened, and I think that Shedeur being on the board like kind of made it interesting because it's like, all right, like who's gonna do it? Like Steelers are on the clock. I know that everyone I was with at that game that was Steelers fans, I know that they were all nervous as shit when the Steelers were on the clock.
Right.
And then like, the Giants traded up and, I'm sure when the Giants traded up, I'm sure you were like, please, don't let it be Shedeur.
So, yeah, I'll go into that. One funny moment is I was watching I was looking at like who was going to take Tyler Warren because I was like surprised that I guess that Loveland dude that the Bears took is like I was just pissed. But yeah, I guess he's like good too. But I guess we all thought that Warren was going to go first, so I was worried the Cowboys were going to get him, and then the Cowboys announced their pick, and it's Tyler, and then I forget his last name, but he's that offensive lineman, which makes
Tyler
sense.
Booker.
Fucking Dak Dak got his ass kicked last year, but just seeing Steve Muller thinking it was Tyler Warren and just celebrating around the bar, I was like, hey man, looks like Tyler Warren has a different haircut than the picture I saw, and he just was like, no, it's okay, blah blah blah. Like that was really funny to me. Although they do need to
pick, I actually had him projected as like my 12th overall player in my board, and he went right at 12.
Right.
Which it was like fitting. I was like, oh my god.
Right.
And I told all Cowboys fans that I work with, I'm like, y'all gonna get Tyler Booker because they're gonna try to replace
Zach Martin.
I know they're gonna do it. And because they always go O-line first. Always.
Right.
And it was kind of a reach, but I think it was a good reach because, like, that dude, he's a dog. He's a dog.
It makes sense for them. It's not sexy, but, like, their, passing game and their running back was, like, their running game was, like, non-existent, Like, they gotta do that. Anyways, I'm just glad that they don't have Tyler Warren. Like, it made me laugh because I was just like, yo, if they draft Tyler Warren, we're going to have another Jason Witten for the next 13 years, and I'm going to fucking jump over bridge. I, do not want that. But once we got to the Steelers, I think the Steelers were the most interesting pick because everyone was like, quarterback? Remember Kenny Pickett? And it was either going to be, Shedeur Sanders or Dart. So for me, it's just like, don't pick Jackson Dart. Like, I like him so much. Like, blah blah blah. And then as soon as they did not pick even a quarterback, I was like, okay, if the Giants are smart, and I was like really drunk. I'm not gonna lie, I was fucking hammered. I was like, bro, the Giants, bro, should fucking trade up. And then, dude, they traded up with the Texans, who do not need a quarterback, and I'm like, I am going to get arrested, because it's either that name is Sanders or it's Dart. And then you see him dapping up his family and shit. And I was like, dude, and then they announced it, and fucking hell, man, I am so happy. I don't know if you saw his fucking training camp. I don't care for all the haters. I don't know if you saw his training camp recently. He knows how to throw the fucking football. And maybe I just haven't seen someone on the Giants throw the fucking football. Both can be true. But Jesus Christ, man. It's not only that we were able to get him for low cost. Like, dude, we still we've traded like a fucking third and a 6th round pick. Like, who gives a fuck, Dude, it's just like, holy fuck, man. We traded a 2nd and a 6th round pick, some shit like that. I don't even remember. Dude, I don't even remember because it does not fucking matter. Like, do you understand? I'm so excited. And I think it
is rookie mini camp and shorts and unpadded practice. So,
but listen,
I would pump the brakes a little bit, but
I am excited at the prospect.
If you get your guy, it's worth it.
I think that that changed my opinion on the signing of Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. Okay, so Jameis Winston is probably physically better than Russell Wilson, but Russell Wilson does have the knowledge. So you don't have to think about all the times our football teams collectively, the New York Jets and Giants, have just been like, we don't have a veteran who, or someone who's been like a journeyman in the league. Here you go, kiddo. Get your fucking ass blasted by teams that are way better than us, and then learn how to throw the football without like having PTSD. We have the ass
right now. That's pretty much the Jets right now.
We have the luxury of having 2 quarterbacks that have had success and flashes of success in the NFL. Russell Wilson, obviously really good for a guy who's 5'11", won a Super Bowl, almost won 2 Super Bowls. God damn it. And then, Jameis Winston can throw the ball far. He has, there are times where you're like, why isn't this team signing him? Right. I think that is a recipe for success because you do not have to force this guy to like fucking be the man right away. You can kind of get him acclimated with the NFL and the Giants as a whole. Right. And then we go 3rd round. We go Darius Alexander. And I didn't know who he was right off the bat, but I was like, oh, really proficient at
from Toledo.
Yeah, really proficient at run defense. Okay, that's all I needed to hear because God damn it, our run stoppage was such ass last year. Like it was just fucking atrocious, like a scarecrow.
My biggest gripe with the Jets draft is that they didn't take a defensive tackle in a pretty deep defensive tackle draft.
And we're gonna get plowed.
That's rough.
We're gonna get plowed.
Scarecrow will run 40 yards on you.
But here's the thing with the Giants. Like, at least with Jackson Dart, he can sit a year.
Yeah.
And Brian Dable, he's good with quarterbacks. At least you've seen it before, but Daniel
not
Jones
everyone
sucked.
With Josh Allen might just be an alien. I don't know how much.
He helped him. You've seen it.
Yeah, well, he didn't.
Who knows with Jackson
Daniel
Dart? But
Jones
I don't think Jackson Dart was the right guy for Dable. He could be, but I think it's best for him to just sit out a year.
Yeah,
he needs
and honestly,
minimum half a year.
Yeah, Dable is going before Dart, if anything, so I'm not too worried about. I don't know. I just like his talent.
I think Shane's going before Dable.
I think
really.
I think they're a package deal.
I do.
I think that they sink and swim together, and I think that they get at least one buffer year this year before
Dable's never had his choice at quarterback yet until now.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They get one buffer year, and then they're going to be, 2026 is when they're going to be expected to, actually compete, or 2027 at the latest.
At least show improvement. That's what they want to see.
Listen, man. If the additions we made, draft wise and free agent wise, can't do more than the combination of Daniel Jones for half a year, Drew Lock, and Danny DeVito, I might as well just drown myself, right? Like there is going to be improvement. There's no way there can't be, you know.
I mean, there can't. There has to be because even Tommy DeVito was doing good under Dable, and he would have played like shit on the Jets. I guarantee it.
You guys want him?
He's
the odd man.
He had like a couple of good games and became a meme.
Yeah. You guys want him? He's the odd man out.
He would have played worse. He would have played way worse. I can tell you that.
He's our Tim Boyle, but like not like Tim Boyle doesn't have as much memes because he's not as Italian and like
Tim Boyle.
From New Jersey.
Tim Boyle was your Tim Boyle. He played for you last year.
Yeah, I know that. Okay, so going on, I really like the addition of Cam Scadaboo because we need our bruiser running back to go along with
that pick.
Yeah,
we need our power. We need our power down, like our brute force guy, and then we have Tyrone Tracy as our agile, like you can't fucking catch me, man. So that's a good duo.
Less melanated Brandon Jacobs.
I think he should just be like a fullback.
Yeah, and then going, and that's gonna help, right? I like the so the one thing that I don't know if this is true, but someone on Twitter told me, so I choose to believe it. He had the most yards after broken tackles or yards after contact above anyone who's not named Ashton Genty. So I'm like, that's good. I'm cool with that, you know. And then number in the 5th round, we take Marcus Mbow, or I don't know how to pronounce his last name, guard, Mbu. Guard. Yeah, that was a really white way of saying that. I apologize.
He's actually pretty good.
Yeah. And then that's like the start of what you want to do during this buffer year. I don't think we're going to be like playoff successful hearsay, but like you're going to want to from what we attained this year, you want to start building the O-line. That is so important. If you're really going to invest in Dart, right, and have Jameis for another year, and then you'll have to get your 3rd quarterback next year, you do need to, because we're not going to re-sign Russ in 2026, I wouldn't think. But now is the time, early, let's go. O-line. Let's make sure this shit's good. And then, we got 2 7-round picks. We lost our 6th-round pick. Doesn't matter. We got Thomas Fedone, 2, tight end, to attendance. Don't know much about him, but we do need a tight end presence. Cody Bellinger's brother, Daniel Bellinger, is not as good as he got poked in the eye and kind of fell off a cliff. I hope, returns to, his potential, but tight ends don't hurt. And then, the 7th round pick is the only thing I was like, the second round pick, Corey Black, cornerback.
We need a shot in the dark.
Yeah. We need cornerbacks. I'm not sure. I might've just taken, fucking, what's that dude's name? Vic Strapo, who was supposed to be drafted.
Xavier Restrepo. He went to the Titans.
Undrafted, yeah. I was like, take a chance on him. Because if he fell off that hard because of combine, you might as well take that risk. But we do need a cornerback.
The one with the big fucked up cheek.
Yeah. I kind of wanted him as our last pick because why the fuck not? Take the risk with your 2nd 7-round pick. But honestly, if I'm complaining about the discrepancies of a 2nd 7th round pick, I there's really actually nothing to complain about, if that's what I'm choosing to fixate on, I feel like we had a pretty good draft, and it's just on paper, it's very good. The decision making was actually very refreshing. It's just, can you execute?
Yeah, they were smart adults. You just take the best player with the 3rd pick. I know they have Kayvon Thibodeaux too, but who gives a shit? Now you got 2. Now you got 2.
Kayvon Thibodeaux sucks.
Edge rushers. yeah. Kayvon Thibodeaux hasn't exactly. I don't know. I feel like one day he'll have 3 sacks and then he'll disappear for a few weeks.
Here's the thing with our D line: you can't. Three people can't hold everyone.
Kayvon Thibodeaux does have the spin move, so if nothing else, he'll open things up for other people.
You have Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeaux, and
Abdul Carter.
Abdul
you got
Carter.
like that's like the new age, the new age NASCAR package on the front four. So it does kind of seem like the Giants are trying to do. It seems like they try to do like everything they can to recreate.
I mean, they did that back in like when they won the Super Bowl when they had
try to
Justin Tuck.
Yeah, it seems like they
OC Umenora,
they had that NASCAR package. They had the QB from Ole Miss who looks a little derpy, and you have an elite wide receiver. Which I don't know if that Giants team necessarily had an elite wide receiver. I mean, I guess Victor Cruz became
Neighbors.
One. Don't you talk shit about Mario Manningham, bro.
He was
good.
I like
or Hakeem Nicks.
Mario Manningham better have caught that ball because that was a perfect throw from Eli.
Yeah. I will that's like an interesting dynamic. You have 3 above average
Hakeem
wide receivers.
Was good, but they were all pretty good. None of them were necessarily elite, but
is Bobby Hurricane still on the Giants?
They probably need
wait, who?
They probably need another. They probably need like legit 2. But I hear that they might sign Gabe Davis.
Ooh, interesting. That means Jalen Hyatt, you are out. Because it honestly goes. It only obviously Neighbors is one. Like he did dude. Yeah. He's gonna have a fucking actual quarterbacks parentheses S.
Neighbors reminds me. He's kind of like Garrett Wilson. I think he might be better than Garrett Wilson.
He is better than Garrett.
He is. I'm not trying to be. You're trying to get me killed by your fan base. Speaking of, we should probably go.
I think he is better.
Most of the ball knowers in our fan base know that Malik Neighbors is a better receiver than Garrett Wilson. Obviously, I think both of what they did. I think both of what they've done so far in their careers is amazing in their own right. But I think Neighbors is just he's just bigger, stronger, more physically gifted than Garrett is. Garrett just always finds a way to, he finds a way to make it work no matter who the quarterback is.
Yeah. See, Garrett is the perfect 2 to whoever. That
Alan Lazard, sorry.
A big if it the Devontae Adams thing worked perfect, but he's too old now. It's not gonna work.
It didn't work because Aaron Rodgers was
because he just favored him.
He wasn't playing actual team football. He was just stat.
No, it was just okay. This is my guy. I'm throwing.
I would have liked to see.
He's I love my friends. I will give them the football.
I would have liked to see what Devontae Adams could have done with Justin Fields, who, if anything, would be more partial to Garrett Wilson as former Ohio State teammates, but with someone who's actually just going to at least try to make the best play available instead of just force feeding their friend. But obviously he didn't want any part of that, and the Jets don't want any part of anyone over the age of 30. They cut their punter yesterday, Thomas Morstead, and part of Jets Twitter part of Jets Twitter was crashing out over it. If you have any strong opinions. If you, Thomas Morstead is a very good punter, one of the better punters we've had in a while, and obviously with how much we punt, we know we know good punters when we see them. And
you got a good sample size,
and Thomas Morstead is definitely one of the good punters. But if
we got way more than a good sample size.
But if you have any sort of strong opinions over a punter getting cut as a Jets fan, I'm begging you to go outside, please.
And touch grass.
Yeah, is there grass near you? You need to touch it now.
I think I saw I think while I was at work, I saw you tell someone to go to work or something at 11:03
because they were I've been telling a lot of people to go outside lately.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just I think
lit on Twitter.
I think it's also the energy, right? You guys that's not the discourse you want to start the season. Fucking hyper fixating on a punter. We haven't even played a game yet. Just cut that shit out and focus on the things that actually will come into play. Sure, we want a good punter, right? You guys want a good punter, but Isn't there anything else to
I
talk
could give a
about?
fuck
Like the rest of the
about Cam
team, like the
Hunter.
offense. Like, do you guys think Justin Fields will be good?
No.
I think he might be okay.
I think Justin Fields sucks.
Oh boy, we got a civil war.
I think you're being a little too hard on him. I think he played.
Look, the kid looks
pretty
like
well in
he
Pittsburgh,
doesn't
and he
even
played-
look like he has confidence in himself.
What?
He was on the Bears.
He played
then
pretty
also-
well for the Steelers.
Yeah.
He didn't get benched by the Steelers for playing bad. He was the backup, and then Russ Wilson got healthy. They were always going to switch to
They
Russ.
say this kid is such a motivator. He's a team leader. Where? I don't see it.
Well, are you in the practices?
I'm watching this kid. I've watched every single fucking game of this kid in the
You
past
watch
2
every
years.
Justin Fields game. You go
Every
out of your way to
single
watch
one.
every Bears game.
Every
Steelers
single Bears game I've watched.
I'm sorry, dude.
And
For your
And-
soul and your heart and your mind and your inner peace.
I really like. I can understand where it's like, okay, he wasn't helped because he didn't have a good OC. Who's to say our OC is good enough to help him?
who's to say that our OC just sucks right off the bat? No one knows.
No one knows. I mean, it's a big chance you're taking.
Listen, man, like the second play of the year, the pocket's going to collapse. He's going to run 10 yards backwards, and you're going to be like, what the fuck are you doing? And then he's going to like fucking
no.
burn everyone.
gonna
And he's
say
going to
shit.
throw a 37-yard bomb to Garrett Wilson into the end zone. A play that shouldn't have worked. You'd be like, I love this man.
That's what
It's gonna
I'm talking
happen.
about.
Maybe the hacker would say that.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna wait until week 8, and then I'll say that.
I also think like, okay, so let me ask you guys a question because I thought about this after smoking weed, which means it's a very like intelligent thought, obviously. Do you think that like Justin Fields was appealing because of how much of a fucking absolute like cement-footed statue Aaron Rodgers was, and they're like, oh, this guy knows how to like, you know, jog at regular speed.
If Justin Fields
and
can
then some.
rush for 1,200 yards again, like he did in 2022, maybe we have something cooking.
Yeah, I think
He can
that's
do that.
part of it. You know, I think the fact that he has legs, can make plays with his legs, the fact that you could actually build a modern offense around him. You know, we haven't had an offense resembling what decade we were in since like 1998.
Yeah, but look, Paul, answer this question. Do you see Justin Fields winning a Super Bowl for the Jets?
No, but I see him winning.
Okay, you answer my question. That's it.
What would
I
have
could
been a
see
better
him
what would have been a better
potentially
move
making
in the
a
offseason or
playoff.
draft? What would have been a better move in the offseason or draft, I guess is my question.
Tank.
You guys don't know how to do that
For what,
properly.
though?
Yeah, we
Tank
don't.
for what though? None of these like we all think there's like everyone's saying tank like there's some savior, some light at the end of the tunnel, but
It doesn't have to be a savior.
we don't know. There's Arch Manning will probably go back to school if the Jets have the first overall pick. Like, let's be
Unless
real.
there's a lottery.
Risk getting injured.
Unless there's a lottery and the
If
Raiders
Jets
get
draft
it.
him,
Like
he'll probably pull an Eli. I don't see Arch Manning coming to the Jets. I like Lenora Sellers a lot, but got to see more of him. Drew Allard stinks, so don't even start.
guys, I love you to death. You guys are so like you guys have such emotional trauma from this team that you are literally talking about the 2026 draft before we go through our win.
I am.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, because you're a loser.
Oh man, pain
I'm a
eternal.
loser.
Yeah. Well, everyone who thinks this team's gonna tank and win 3 games, you're all a bunch of losers. That's what I say.
Listen, the Giants tried to tank, and then the Colts were like, "Hey, we're a playoff team, fucking up your tank." So, like, dude, it's always gonna. Do you guys play the Titans this year?
Nope, but we play. We have some pretty. If this season does go off the rails, We have some pretty tank ruinable games late in the year. Like
I'm glad you know what I'm talking about by mentioning the Titans.
Yeah. It's always a game against the Titans. Even this year, we probably would have been. We probably would have been better off losing that game in the long run. But like, I'm not going to root for the Jets to be losing games like from the get go, week one.
You could not. You honestly, like, at the end of the day, if you have respect for yourself, you do not want to lose to Mayo boy Will Levis.
I'm trying to do this for the greater good here, and I want a franchise quarterback, and Justin Fields is not it. That's all I'm saying.
All right, well that's fine, but I just don't think it's like as cut and dry as people.
Doing good enough and trying to make it work is an important part of attracting a quarterback. And you realize that.
You realize. Listen, Mo, you think Aaron Glenn sucks, right? He hasn't coached the game, but he sucks, right? You're not a fan of him?
I don't think he sucks. I think he's not fit for this.
I would argue there's no one more fit for this than Aaron Glenn, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, we mismatched then.
which is fine. We're allowed to.
Yeah, I don't. That's not a problem with me. But I'll tell you one thing. I think Mason Taylor is going to be the second wide receiver on this team.
I mean, as of now, it's looking like he'd be pass catcher.
And I think, well, if you look at Justin Fields' stats, his completion percentage to tight ends is like 65%.
So he likes going to them.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he made Cole Kmet like very fantasy relevant for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I feel like he was feeding Muth a bit, Freiermuth in his 6 games as the Steelers quarterback. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I mean, if you have if you're skeptical about Aaron Glenn and then like we go and win 3 games, like that's not really going to make you feel better about Aaron Glenn.
This is what I think. It's just going to be another 3 more years wasted. And we're going to be in the same exact spot again.
So we'll ruin whatever quarterback we draft, or you think
pretty much? Yeah, pretty much. That's why I'm kind of glad we didn't get Tyler Warner because we wouldn't know how to use him.
That's why I'm rooting for. That's kind of why I'm rooting for Justin Fields to do something. Just give me some. Just give me like fun to watch football.
Well, that's a loser mentality right there.
Fair enough. I guess
I don't know, man.
Our mental illness is it comes in many different forms.
But like, here's the thing: when have you seen the Gents? Jesus fucking Christ! If only the Jets have had the opportunity to tank. They've had multiple years. They've had a decade to do it. They've been able
to. Shit. But guess what? We have an owner that's a fucking dick.
Well, here's the thing. You don't have the faith in the Jets.
Well, we've also just never gotten lucky either.
Well, yeah.
You know what the thing is? You know what the thing is? We never just fall into that place where it's convenient for us to get that quarterback.
Well, that's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, like we're talking about, hey, why put in the effort? And it's like, well, like you guys have never been able to.
Besides the Trevor Lawrence one, where we fucked that up. But even Trevor Lawrence, like he would be a decent quarterback, but
dude,
who knows what coach we would have had.
If the Jets would have drafted Trevor Lawrence and he would have played the way he's playing with Jacksonville, they'd be talking about like relegating the Jets to a different like sport or a different league, and they probably would have implemented a draft lottery in the NFL. By the way, just to get this out of the way, we can all agree a draft lottery for the NFL is a terrible idea, right?
Right. Oh, absolutely.
No. We will not do that.
Yeah. It's fine for every other sport, but not for the NFL.
No, it makes sense for the NBA, not NFL.
It makes sense for hockey, and I'm not just saying that because the Islanders got the first overall pick. And I think it makes sense for baseball too, to an extent. But for the NFL, it's like you're gonna, a team's gonna go 2-5. Like a fan base is gonna watch their team go 2-15 and then have to pick 10th. Like, January 6th will look like a picnic, to quote a wise man.
I agree. I mean, it would be the Jets getting the first overall pick that year, and then again, going to bring the National Guard back into this. Yeah, it would not be pretty. But that's my point, Mo. It's like you don't have faith for the Jets to be successful, and I get it. I get what you've been through, but I also don't have faith that they'll tank properly ever. They just are
they
a
won't.
little too.
They never do.
They're never the worst team in the league.
Other years, unlike other years where you're in,
and they set the schedule perfectly where we won't.
Yeah, are we calling? Yeah, are we calling this year one of a rebuild? This season,
I'm calling it year 37.
Yeah, but the new one, but it's year one of a new regime. Like if you would have told me okay, the 2021 team in the first year of Saleh, if you would have told me all right, yeah, that team's
and they won what, 7 games?
No, they won 4. The first year.
The next year they won 7 games.
Yeah, the next year they won 7 games, and they were 7-4, and then they lost 6 straight. So I mean, if you had told me that 2021 team, all right, yeah, this team's gonna tank and win 3 or 4 games, it's it makes sense. But I feel with this team, it feels like there's more talent on this team, as far as year one of a new regime than we've had in years past.
I mean, you got to think about it, right? Okay, so you could say tank, but when's the last time you had a receiver of the caliber of Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall? They're pretty much up in the top 15 for their respective. Yeah. Yeah. And it's okay, so you have to kind of try with a quarterback. I get that he's not I get Justin Fields not the godsend, but you can't just be using up years of Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson and not trying when you've never really had that before. Sean Green, Braylon Edwards, come on, man. Think about the caliber of player.
Have you watched?
No, he was. I like him. I know, but you have to try. Dude, Steelers fans here
having the same discussions about Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield, though. Not saying that Justin Fields is going to do it what Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield did the past year or 2 years, but I don't know. I guess
if you were to start a team right now, who would you pick? Sam Darnold or Baker Mayfield?
Baker Mayfield,
1,000%.
Okay,
he's a better quarterback.
He's my favorite quarterback.
Look. All right, now I got a different question. If you were
love the Cheesecake
Trevor
Factory.
Lawrence or Baker Mayfield, who would you pick?
I saw this Twitter poll.
Baker Mayfield.
I participated, and the answer is Baker Mayfield. I don't care
what. Would take Baker Mayfield
over Trevor Lawrence, 1,000%.
Now flip the teams and the quarterback.
What do you mean?
Trevor Lawrence has Daniel Jones exact stats.
The Bucks.
And Baker was on the Jets.
He'd be worse.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know if he'd necessarily be worse, but he could do he could do the fuck it. Mike Evans is there somewhere.
Okay, go on the internet web right now, the interwebs right now, and just compare Daniel Jones and Trevor Lawrence stats and tell me
yeah, they're very similar.
Daniel Jones and Trevor Lawrence stats.
They're very identical, whether you like to believe it or not.
Yeah, you Trevor Lawrence is a rich man's Daniel Jones with better hair.
He can play in a power metal band a little more. But yeah,
I think Fields was probably the best option they could have went with this year. I don't
Steelers fans, although not the smartest, are pretty pissed that they only have Mason Rudolph and not Justin Fields, and they were pretty pissed about the utilization of him. So it's
skewed, I think
right?
There was a faction of Steelers fans that were pissed when Fields, there were definitely fans that wanted Fields to stay the starter when Russ was healthy.
And it's just I get it. I get the feeling, Mo. Like, I understand what you're saying. Where it's like,
as far as I know that Mike Tomlin's a good coach. He's over 500 every year, but the Steelers aren't exactly like innovative offensive minds or like an elite offense either. Like they have their problems with their OCs. Like Arthur Smith is very uninnovative, uninspiring. They kind of have an offense that's stuck in the 1980s as well. So, and he actually performed pretty well in that offense.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like,
and Fields is wearing number 7 for us, and he gets aura points for that.
It's more just like, again, you can't just say tank because every time you try to fucking do that, there's just been a horrible, like, is some game you win against some team that you should probably get your ass kicked against, and then you guys show your.
I know
it's going to be the Saints this year.
It's unreal, man. I don't know what to tell you guys.
It is the Saints.
Yeah.
What, the worst team in the league?
I don't know. I don't want to watch another miserable season just to see them win that meaningless game at the end of the year against Jacksonville or New Orleans or both. So, I'm going to root for them to be competitive early on, and I'm going to root for Justin Fields to play well. Is he the guy that's going to lead them to a Super Bowl? No, probably not. But like, I'm not necessarily sold that guy is Lenora Sellers or that it's Arch Manning. Like, I'm not even really sold on Arch Manning. Like, I feel like he hasn't even really played a full season yet. So, the discussion could be very different in, when we get to the season, but
in 6 months, yeah, it could be.
But yeah, as of now, I don't think there's necessarily like, some like Andrew Luck on the other side of the rainbow waiting for us to.
Sure, but this is how I envision it.
So your ideal scenario is tank, get the number 1 pick.
No, it's not just tank. It's see how they play the first 4 games and then just fuck it.
That's what they've done every year, though. It's never worked. I'm just telling you that.
Well, yeah, the season's usually over after like 4 games. I'd like for the season to be over.
Actually, you know what? I would start selling players.
Like, who are you talking? Like Sauce?
Quinnen? No, not Sauce. Quinnen. I'd probably sell Quinnen. Quincy.
Yeah, I mean, if the run defense sucks, you might as well get money off the books, get some picks.
Yeah, and probably Breece Hall.
Yeah, Breece. Yeah, I think if we get off to a really bad start this year, Breece could be like a deadline casualty.
I mean, like that. This is the only time you'd have.
I need to see. Yeah, like it would not have made sense to trade Breece Hall on draft day because like there were so many good running backs that teams were just taking them in the 4th round anyway, and getting a 4th round pick back for Breece is like kind of that's like a bad investment. That's like an L. But I think Breece will be on the team this year. If it really bottoms out, he could get traded at the deadline. If he's still on the team, I honestly would expect them to probably franchise him in 2026. After that, he's probably gone. Yeah. So,
I feel like they have no intentions of paying Breece too.
Yeah, well, there's other people to pay. Running back isn't exactly a position that you do pay. And I don't really know how this regime really feels about Breece. I mean, he's kind of like there
were talks about him getting traded.
Yeah, there were several trade rumors, and it almost seemed like Breece was like wanted to go. So
who's your other guy that like came out running like a fucking madman, Braylon Allen or something like that?
Yeah, he's nice, but he's nice, but he's not like I don't know. He's kind of like how I view. He's like probably like a poor man's Cam Skatebo.
Gotcha.
Like, you're like bruiser.
What did you call him?
Poor man's Cam Skatebo.
I thought it was Scatterbo.
Scatterbo.
Scativo.
Scativo.
We'll find out. We will find out when a football announcer announces it, and we'll probably all be wrong. We're so uncultured.
And I heard it in college. They said Scatabo.
No,
It sounds
I think
right.
You're right. I vaguely remember watching that game against Texas, that playoff game where he went ape shit.
That game was fucking crazy.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun to watch. And they almost did it, and it was all because of
I wanted them to win so bad.
It was all because of Cam's skateboard. But yeah, Braylon Allen's nice, but I don't think he's like I don't think he's like a real RB1. I think he's like your bruiser back. They also gave Braylon Allen the ball in a lot of short yardage situations last year, and he kind of was getting stuffed on some of them, like that 4th and 2 against the Vikings. Although, albeit it was the most predictable play call ever. Like, listen, I don't know if Tanner Engstrad's going to be good or not, but there's no way he's going to be worse than Nathaniel Hackett. Like, it's like what Paul was saying before. It's like, like if he's worse than – if he's somehow worse than Nate Hackett, then, you might as well just put bleach in your eyes. Not that I'm, for the people at home.
I don't know if I know Paul was familiar with me wanting Tyler Warren, but I also said, like, if we drafted an O lineman, I wouldn't be mad about it. And I do like Membu a lot.
Oh yeah, Membu's a beast.
And he is a beast. And honestly, I think he might be the biggest beast on the O line.
That's possible.
I think he is, because, like, to me, Pittman really hasn't proven anything, and I thought he played better at right guard than he plays at center, and I like a shorter center than 6'6".
Yeah, AVT. I think AVT will. He'll be on the team this year. He's also a potential.
I think he's a trade candidate too.
Potentially, yeah. It depends, like, what his value is, though.
Right.
But
right.
Yeah, I think if you're trading AVT, though, like, you need to have a deal in place for John Simpson.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I would extend John Simpson for like another 2-3 years.
Yeah, I would extend him now. Get ahead of it.
John Simpson's a fucking dog.
He is.
I like John Simpson a lot.
Yeah. You guys want to run through these schedule and do our predictions?
Yeah, give me 1 second to grab a new beverage, and then
I can give you my prediction right now.
Is it? All right,
13-4 Super Bowl. Welcome back.
Thank you, sir. All right. I got my shit ready. After you, after the hosts.
Yeah, I was thinking we could we could just run through it, like run through both schedules simultaneously, like week by week.
That actually works. I like that. So I'm about to just, like, I might be the stupidest or the bravest man alive, but I ran the data through my New York Giants schedule. Hardest schedule of the year, by the way, like, according to the internet. I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, I think the strength of schedule is the strength of schedule is definitely up there. I don't know the exact I don't know exactly who has the worst schedule, but it does seem like but it does seem like the Giants are up there. They have a lot of tough, I mean, you got to play the Super Bowl champions twice. You got to play the Chiefs. Yeah, so you got to play the NFC runner ups
All
twice.
right,
So yeah.
so I'm gonna leave you guys with like a fucking bombshell right now. I do think reasonably when you think the New York Giants in a rebuild season without looking at the schedule, I think you're probably looking at 6-11 or 7-10, somewhere around there. Because again, you have to consider actually having quarterbacks as washed as right, like fucking Drew Lock and Dan Jones, Tommy DeVito. Like that's nothing, right? You have to
Yeah.
assume they win 1 to 2 more
Yeah,
games,
yeah.
or actually 3 to 4 more games is what I meant to say. But
Yeah.
I like looked at this for hours today, and I'm going with the high end. And do you know what I think the high end is? And you're gonna laugh at me. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say
10,
it.
10
No,
wins.
9-8.
Okay. Hey man, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I'm not gonna say I agree, but I don't hate it.
I will. I will go through why. Let's do our little simultaneous thing. But
yeah. So
lead
what we'll
off, my
do.
friend.
So what we'll do, Mo. We're just gonna run through both teams' schedules like simultaneously, like week by week.
Yeah.
So week 1,
Okay.
we got Jets. We got Jets at home against Steelers. I got that as a win. I don't give a fuck. We're winning the Aaron Rodgers, Justin Fields, Mason Rudolph revenge game.
Do you think your defense is good enough to handle good old Mason Rudolph, good old MAGA Rudolph?
It was good enough in
Yeah.
2019, and it was pretty bad in 2019.
Oh man, I'll never forget that Mason Rudolph Duck Hodges
Yeah,
game. Jesus
upside
fucking
down
Christ!
headbands.
I I was there for that, wasn't I?
I don't
You
even
were.
fucking know.
Dude, that game looked so fun because Uncle Phil bought us shots of Jameson at the MetLife bar. Cost him like $212. Don't know why he did that. But I was like, dude, this ruled. What a great day. And then I looked at the highlights. I was like, this looks like the most boring football game of all time.
Yeah, no, it was very unmemorable. Like I was watching it at work, so like I was very, sober and I mean, I was enjoying it because the Jets beat the Steelers and it ultimately cost them a shot at the playoffs, but it wasn't exactly, when you think about like fun football games to watch, that doesn't exactly come to mind. So
Yeah.
yeah, so
That
home
motherfucker,
against
that's a
Steelers.
fucking,
This is
that's
actually,
a
I
L.
think this is our first home game against Steelers since that. So Paul, you have this as a win.
For the Jets, Steelers.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so because like think about it, like Mason Rudolph's not better than Justin Fields or Russell Wilson at this point.
he's not, and I don't think DK Metcalf is better than Garrett Wilson either.
Um,
And
I think DK Metcalf is very good, but I think that offense will be very because it's going to be Warren as their running back, right? Yeah, your defense is
yeah,
still better
Jalen
than
Warren,
their.
I believe, is RB1. I don't think they even
Yes.
really replaced him.
So
Yeah,
that's the issue there. He'll run all over you, but I think other than it's either going to be Warren runs
You,
and
you
then
just you just said it. You just said it. You just said it.
what, Jalen Warren's gonna run all over us?
We have no defense.
We have no run
for
defense.
Yeah,
So is that a loss for you?
that's a loss for me.
All right. So me and Paul got the Jets beating the Steelers. Mo's got us losing.
I want it to happen because it'll be funny.
Switching over to the Giants, we got week 1 in Washington against the football team. I got this as a loss, unfortunately.
I do too. Though Giants and the football team have a weird dynamic, right? If you think about it, last year, the first game we played against them, it was a Daniel Jones played game, and you would assume that we would do better. It was like pretty much a one-score game. It was like 20-28 to the fourth quarter. But to not acknowledge that the Commanders have grown like since that game and like what they fucking did to the Lions in the playoffs, it'd be absolutely asinine to say that like we would win this game. Growing pains. They're like a team that's on fire. We lose this game absolutely.
Mo?
I think the Giants win.
All right. Giants starting with a win in the Jackson Dart Abdul Carter era. Moving on to week 2, we got the Jets home against the Bills. I got us winning. No, I'm kidding. Although the Bills always kind of randomly shit themselves early in the year, but no, this is a loss. Definitely
Josh Allen is scared of a real mobile quarterback. Let me tell you.
Facts.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say that they honestly. Since Josh Allen proposed to Haley, I can't Steinfeld or whatever her name is.
Steinfeld.
Yeah, he's been fucking just a happy man launching football. So so unfortunate for you guys.
I think this is Buffalo Bills Super Bowl year.
This might be their best chance. I still think they find a way to blow it.
Possibly. Yeah, so this is the L for me.
This is the L. All right, everyone's got the
God,
Jets losing.
Mo, if they make it to the Super Bowl, you realize that someone from the NFC East is destined to stop them, right? That's usually how it goes.
All right, week 2 for the Giants at the Dallas Cowboys.
Win, fuck them. They are on the tail end. Jerry Jones is getting old. George Pickens is going to make Jerry Jones either kill himself or have a stroke. Fuck them. I just think they're on I think they're on the fall, man. We got this. No further explanation. Fuck them.
I like it, and I agree. I agree. The Giants beat the Cowboys.
Yeah, I think they do.
The Giants 2-0 in Mo's universe. Now week 3, we got week 3 Jets at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's a Todd Bowles revenge game.
We're fucked.
Yeah, it's also Baker. The Bucs always do have that random game. They always have that random game where they do kind of shit themselves, but I got us losing this one.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to, not acknowledge how much I love Baker Mayfield. I think, he goes to the Cheesecake Factory parking lot and wins by a score and a half.
Yeah, 27-17, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an L for you too, Mo. So we're 0-3. And then we got the Giants home against the Chiefs. That's definitely a win.
No need to discuss this. Not there yet, It's fine.
Mo, is this the Giants' first loss of the season?
Wait, who are they playing?
The Chiefs at home on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah. Big time.
Yeah, that's an L. Week 4, Jets are in Miami playing the Dolphins. I'm gonna say we win this game because I'm gonna be there.
You're gonna win because that's historically correct. However, if Urs is playing because Tua dies and Zach Wilson sucks, and this has already been established by week 4, then then you might have some trouble. But yeah, I think the Jets win this. I think the Dolphins gimmick is over. Vape God is lost his power.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not picking up with the Dolphins are putting down.
You over here putting out bullshit not about football. All right. I don't know.
It has everything to do with football. Think about, he's the coach. He coaches the football team.
Yeah. He's right,
I think, yeah. You know what? I think the Jets actually win this game.
Oh, our first win of the season, first win of the Aaron Glenn Jets. So far, quarter through the Jet season, we all, me and Paul have them at 2-2. Mo's got them 1-3. For these, and then for the Giants, they got the San Diego Superchargers. They're
I'm
at
actually.
home, so I'm going to say they win.
Superchargers charge.
I think the Giants will lose. I'm actually, and this is like not like I think we'll actually play them well. I have this fear, not like actual fear, because like I don't hate the Chargers. I actually am a huge fan of Justin Herbert, and I think he needs to throw the ball 80 yards per pass. No screen passes, just throw it 80 yards every time. I just think year 2 hardball Chargers might be scary. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, they could be. They could be. I think they will be, but I think like they're West Coast team traveling the East Coast. I think they lay. I think this is a game where they lay an egg.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm putting it as a loss, but I still have them at 9-8. So like, just let me cook.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Mo, you got this. Is this a win or a loss for the Giants or a tie?
Ooh. And this is at
MetLife.
Yeah, this is at MetLife Stadium.
Damn.
At the communal pissing grounds that we share.
I feel like it would be close to.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be. I think it'll actually be a good game. I just think Harbaugh Chargers.
Honestly, I feel like this might be an overtime game.
Not a bad take.
I'm going to say Chargers.
Yeah.
By a field goal.
All right. So far through the first quarter of the season, Paul's got the Giants 1-3. I have them 2-2. Mo's got them 2-2 as well. And then moving on to week 5, Jets are at home against the Cowboys.
And we all have the Jets at 1-3 as well.
I have them at me and you have them at 2-2.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And I have this Cowboys game. I have this game as a win too. Fuck them.
Yeah. Yo, New York sweep.
Nope. We're getting fucked.
Nah, man.
All right. And then
I guess sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt or stall anything. I guess it comes down to, does Sauce Gardner do his job against CeeDee Lamb? That's what it comes down to.
Do they put Sauce Gardner on CeeDee Lamb?
Is he on CeeDee Lamb or George Pickens?
Wait, would they not though? Or would they put DJ Reed on him?
Well, we don't
DJ Reed's not here anymore.
Oh, okay. Oh shit, dude! They're gonna maybe win the Super Bowl, perhaps. Jesus Christ!
We drafted a new we drafted a new corner. We got
DJ Reed went to the Detroit Lions.
Oh, that's fucked. Okay, sorry. Statement withdrawn. Yeah. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll still win.
We're losing that game.
But yeah, Giants are in New Orleans that week. I got
that fucking absolute beatdown. This will be like the first time the Giants score like 27 more points than their opponent, like for the first time in 13 years. It's going to be a fucking mess.
Who's their quarterback going to be?
Either Spencer Rattler or that guy who sucks that they just drafted.
Tyler Shutt.
Tyler Shutt.
Fucking he's
I went to high school with that guy.
Yeah. Did you?
With Tyler?
No.
With Tyler
I was gonna say, I was gonna ask you, did you all dude?
Oh,
that
yeah,
okay?
20 years.
Dude, listen, that's true. Well, I have some questions. Listen, man. Sorry, I'm a little tipsy. It's just I know there are times.
Yeah,
there are times
where you got me with that.
There are times where I don't know. Maybe he was in your high school after you graduated. I don't know. But listen, there are times where you where people take the combine videos too seriously. But man, I don't know if you saw that pass that was like a slider in the dirt that no one would swing. Yeah. Dude, it was. I don't understand. I don't understand how you have eyes. You visually absorb that into your brain cells, the brain cells process what you just saw, and you're like, yes, second round, we're picking him because Derek Carr is beat. What?
It doesn't make sense to me at all.
I do not think he's better than Spencer Rattler, and Spencer Rattler sucks.
I think Spencer Rattler is actually decent.
He might be in a bad environment, like
I think
kind of
so.
like, kind of like Justin Fields, as you said.
I thought actually I rather would have drafted Spencer Rattler over Jordan Travis.
I agree.
Yeah, everyone thought
even pre-retirement.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but I don't know if we should dedicate that much time to Saints quarterbacking because
Mo, who you got the Giants in this one?
Yeah, I got the Giants.
All right, clean sweep. And then we got week 6, Broncos in London. That's definitely a loss.
Yeah. Oh God. Well, you know what? They have a further travel time.
Yeah.
I don't know if it means shit, but no.
Probably
yeah,
not.
we're definitely Bo Nix is good.
Yeah.
I don't see. We lost by 1 fucking point last year in the rain.
But that was but that was before he really became
exactly. Now it's gonna be worse.
Yeah. So we'll probably and this game will be played in neutral weather because I think Tottenham's like a indoor stadium or retractable roof.
It is.
So we'll probably lose that game 24-10 or something like that.
Some shit, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a clean sweep because Bo Nix is really good.
They're ahead of us. They're ahead of us.
Yeah.
It is what
because
it is.
There's no real quarterback.
There's no real beef between our coaching staff and the Broncos coaching staff. Hopefully after this we don't play the Broncos for a while because I'm kind of sick of them. So if you look at the matchups that have happened the most years in a row, outside of division matchups, it's Bills Chiefs and then Jets Broncos are tied with 6 straight matchups. So clearly we're just in the class of the NFL. With our rivalry now with the Broncos. Giants play the Eagles at home on Thursday Night Football this week.
Not even remotely close to there yet. They're gonna win. There's nothing else. No, I'm just being serious. Saquon has to get old, and
no, I'm just laughing because my girlfriend's an Eagles fan.
Oh man, well, is she cool at least?
Mm-hmm.
I was almost about to be probably not, but I like you, Mo. I'll have respect for your Eagles girlfriend. You know how much strength that takes.
Dude, she didn't even watch the whole season until they won the Super Bowl. And then she started paying attention.
Don't say that out loud.
Casual.
But
I'm going to say it out loud again.
Yeah, but I mean, what can you do? Saquon's good.
And then you got us sickos who are watching our team play in week 17, praying to God that we lose so that we can get a better pick.
Do you understand what I tell her when I say you don't even understand how good you have it?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You look mentally distraught. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, so assuming that is a clean sweep for the Giants losing that one, we'll move on to week 7, where the Jets will play the Carolina Panthers at home instead of doing instead of having their bye week after London, they'll play Carolina at home. I think we win.
I gotta tell you, Bryce Young looking real good.
I think that's going to be tougher than you think. Bryce Young. Yeah,
See, even Paul is agreeing with me.
Fucking sorry, I'm a little tipsy. But listen, he actually I gotta give a lot of credit to him. He's a likable guy because everyone shit on him like they do with every other quarterback that like
Everybody
struggles.
shits on him.
They sat him. He was like very graceful, let Andy Dalton do his thing. And then
Yep.
he made adjustments because it's working now. Like fucking he had some like nice offensive numbers at the end of the year. So I don't think this is a gimme. Like I think it's going to be a close game, but like I think they have the edge because I don't know. Bryce is kind of a dog in my opinion.
Do you see the coach? Do you see the coach he had though?
Who?
Dave Canales. He was the OC for Baker Mayfield in Tampa.
Right.
And now he's coaching Bryce Young. And it took him a couple years, but now he's trying to pick it up.
Yeah, it's all about the.
I think
that's an L.
It's all about the year 3 leap. I do think Bryce Young.
I
do think Bryce Young is improved and will be improved, but
I think he is.
I see this. I see this as a close win.
But I don't know about us winning or them dominating. I feel like it's going to be a close game. I think Jets win.
Chuba could run all over us.
And so it's one of those things where you guys have a way better defense than they do, in my opinion. However, if you don't score, they will win.
Our defense is not that good. Our defense is not that good.
All right, so maybe not way better. You guys have a better defense and should win the game based on that. However, if you don't score like early and often, then you're gonna lose.
Fall behind.
I mean, who's scoring? Mason Taylor and Garrett Wilson. That's probably it.
Brees, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe.
Maybe Justin Fields takes one in himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So Paul,
there's also
a loss for you.
Yeah, it also might be like the Bryce Young breakout game where he throws fucking 5.
Wait, Paul, you think the Panthers are gonna win?
I do.
All right, I'm siding with Paul.
All right, change that to a loss. All right, at Giants are at Denver this week. I have that as a loss for the Giants.
Same here. I think it's kind of interesting. I think we have like the same pathway as they are because they've been shit for a while too, but we're like a year and a half behind them. So
yeah. For them it was just like Bo Nix was just like ready right away, and there was just like nobody else there to stop them from.
They have the Russell Wilson playbook, so probably start Jameis that game.
Here's they have a good coach.
Yeah, no, Sean Payton is a good coach. For a minute I thought he was washed and that the game may have passed him by, but but no, he's still.
I thought the same thing. I thought the same thing with Harbaugh, and guess what? It's still in the ticking.
Yeah, and I never thought that with Harbaugh, but I did think it was Sean Payton. I also think that Doug Peterson is.
Oh no, it definitely did.
Yeah. All right. So we all got a loss. We all got the loss for the Giants that week. Week 8, we got the Jets at the Bengals. That is a loss.
Wash. Big time wash. Big Dick Joe is gonna run. He's gonna drag the dick.
I don't know. If you guys just shut down Jamar Chase, you'll be fine, right?
Yeah, it'll be
fine.
Who knows? Maybe we'll have a.
Sorry, I'm just being kind of a cunt right now.
I think Sauce will actually hold Jamar Chase in check, but it just won't matter.
Yeah,
it won't because they have that
Higgins
one. They have T. Higgins and they have that other kid who's fucking good too.
I actually think the score is going to be 38-7. Not going to lie.
Jets win.
I think you're right.
Sorry, that's an L. My good friends.
All right. Well, the Giants are at Philly that week.
Same thing. Just Keep it going.
Yeah, just
Loss.
parlay
200 yards.
correct scores of 38-7 for both of those games.
Yeah.
Go home rich.
We should do that. We should do that.
Week 9 is a bye for the Jets. For the Giants, it's the San Francisco 49ers at home.
I think that's a good game, but I think like it comes down to experience, right? Like I think think it's gonna be one of those games where like, you know, they lost fat fuck Deebo Samuel, but like, you know, so it's gonna be Jawan Jennings and I don't know, is Ayuk
Ricky
back?
Pearsall.
Like is he at Ricky Pearsall is actually really good. Is Ayuk at full strength or is he fucked like for a few more weeks? Like
this might be the point in the season where he's like just like starting to like hit his stride again.
Right. So I think like I don't think it's gonna be like absolute like, you know, fucking it's not gonna be like a landslide, right? I actually think it will be a close game. And I think the win condition in that game will be experience. And I think that kind of favors the 49ers. I think they're very flawed as of now. They kind of need to
the Niners window is closing. The Giants
they definitely need to like re-equip themselves. They're not in like they're one. It's hard to like put that team in a rebuild mode, right? Because they can just kind of retool. But I do think that in this game, the Giants will lose a close one just because of experience, and that's it. Really, I think it'll be an honorable game, and you just move on.
Yeah,
Niners?
I think I agree.
I don't know.
By the way,
like the Niners are kind of falling apart.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but I still think we lose because of their experience over us. By the way, I still have the Giants at 9-8, and I know Hecker's looking at the record, being like, "What the fuck?" But like,
yeah. So to do a quick check-in so far through 8 or 9 games, for the Jets, I have the Jets at 1-0, 1-1, 1-2, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3, 4-3. I have the Jets at 4-4 through 8 games. Paul's got the Jets at 1-0, 1-1, 1-2, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3, 3-4, 3-5, and Mo has us at 1-7 through 8 games. And then for the Giants, Paul's got the Giants through 9 games at 0-1, 1-1. 1-2, 1-3, 2-3, 2-4, 2-5, 2-6, 2-7. So you're gonna have to start winning some games here pretty soon. I got the Giants 0-1, 1-1, 1-2, 2-2, 2-3, 2-4, 2-5. I'm actually gonna say the Giants win this game, so I'm gonna say 3-5.
Oh, the Niners?
Yeah. I say the Giants win a close one. Mo, do you have the Giants beating the 49ers or losing?
Hold on 1 second. You said Giants 49ers?
Yeah, Giants are home.
I got Niners.
You got the Niners?
Yeah, I got Niners.
All right.
You know, I love my Shanahan.
Yeah, that would put you at 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3, 3-4, 3-5, 3-6. So yeah, we have the Giants at 3-6. Paul has them at 2-7. Moving on to week 10, the Jets bye week is over. Week 10 at home against the Cleveland Browns. The Jets normally suck off the bye week, but I got us winning this one.
Like you just think they will?
Wait, who are they facing again? Sorry, I just got back. I got
the Browns. Yes, I do. Yes, I do think.
Oh,
that
yeah, sure,
they beat the
man. Like,
Browns. I don't think that that's far fetched to say.
I think that's your easiest win of the season, where you're just like, all right, bet.
What if Shador's like lighting it up? I don't know.
What if
I don't think
Dylan
Shador even-
Gabriel's lighting it up? How do you?
Joe Flacco's
That would
lighting
be
it up.
wild.
how do you know what's gonna happen at this point?
You know what? Don't they have like 5 quarterbacks? It's insane. I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Dude, okay, so the Cleveland Browns, right? They were like, "Look, we're brilliant. We're giving up Travis Hunter for a bunch of assets," and then they use their
honestly,
assets
the
to
Browns are giving
draft.
me a headache.
They use their assets that they got from Travis Hunter to draft like your worst fantasy football friend. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna have like 3 quarterbacks, 2 running backs who I think are good, but they won't be good." Shit like that.
I think Quinshon Judkins will be good.
Yeah, well,
I think
that's
he
one.
will too.
That's one man.
And what week is this?
This is week 10. We're home against the Browns.
Week 10, home against the Browns. Oh fuck. Yeah, we should beat them. I think we'll beat them, but it's probably gonna be like close.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it'll probably be like, it might not be.
It's gonna be like a field goal or maybe a touchdown, some shit like that.
Yeah. It'll be, it'll be 2 shitty teams playing each other.
Yeah.
Week 10, we got the Giants at the Bears.
That is a win for me. I respect the Bears defense, so I think it'll be a lower scoring game. However, I do think that newly acquainted pass rush 10 weeks in gives Caleb Williams a run for his money, makes him uncomfortable. He's going to make a lot of fucking mistakes, like having to deal with that.
Yeah, the Bears O line is pretty bad. But I have the Giants losing that one.
Yeah, I think the Bears are gonna win.
Hell no, that ain't happening. I got the Giants winning.
All right, week 11. Let me get another piece of paper to write on because I ran out of room.
Motherfucker, put it on your computer.
I will, but I'm doing this for now. You don't want to.
It's not 1995.
All right, well, I'm running on Windows 95, and I'll interrupt the flow of the show. Week 11, the Jets are at New England in Foxborough on Thursday Night Football. I have us.
We're getting fucked.
I think we're losing. I don't think we're getting completely butt fucked, but I think
I don't think we're getting butt fucked. I think we lose.
I think Drake May is good enough where even if it's an ugly game between
I think Drake May is gonna be good.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think Drake May is really good. So like he's the variable in that, right? Like it's gonna be a sloppy game between 2 teams that are trying to get, right, and he's gonna be the best player on the field probably. Honestly, I'm just telling you that.
Are you saying just for this game? Because I think he's gonna be good throughout the season.
No, he is. He's fucking like going to be phenomenal. It's going to be annoying for your future.
So. But I know
I'm not sold on the Patriots until Mike Vrabel gets his Derrick Henry.
Gotcha. So they'll just find a guy at Walmart named James White or something like that.
Yeah, we'll still lose this game though.
Yeah, we will.
So Paul, you got that as a loss officially?
I do, yes.
Yeah.
All right, very well. Week 11 for the Giants, home against the Green Bay Packers. I have that. I have it as a loss.
Really? I have that as a loss.
Do you remember when Tommy DeVito defeated them? I get they have Matthew Golden now, but like, there's not that much of a difference, man. Like, we got this, 100%.
Yeah, fair point. Any given Sunday. The Packers did kind of fall apart, but I got this. I got it. I got the. I don't think the Giants win that game. Sorry.
I don't think so.
Week 12, we got Jets at Ravens. That's a loss. I'm assuming everyone thinks so. We can keep it moving.
You know what? That looked like a game they'll probably fucking win.
I don't see it. It's in Baltimore. I don't care how bad or good we've ever been. We always historically struggle pretty badly in Baltimore. That's a loss. That's a boat race. So yeah, I'm assuming if you think the Jets are winning this game, speak now or forever hold your peace. Because I wrote us all in for losses.
I already told you. I already told you how many wins we get.
You said I think you said 4, and you're at 2 so far.
Yeah.
The Giants that week are at the aforementioned Detroit Lions.
Yeah, that's a loss.
Yeah, that's a loss.
Oh,
nothing more to say about that.
What if they fucking win?
You just said they would lose to the Bears, and you're telling me they will win against the Lions?
I don't give a shit. I think they
weird.
should beat them.
Weird shit happens.
You know what?
Well, that's right. I'm using my weird shit happens on the Packers and not the Lions.
Let me talk. They just lost their offensive coordinator. They lost their quarterbacks coach. They lost a lot of coaches. Coaching has a lot of shit to do with this. Dan Campbell don't know jack dick.
He knows how to go for 2 when he shouldn't.
And that might help you.
They also gained DJ Reed, which could end up being.
They also did
because he might be washed up.
Yeah.
They also lost their
coordinator. It's true.
Would you say the Lions' window is closed?
It's closing.
Closing. Yeah, no, windows don't stay open for long in the National Football League is what I think we're learning, but
for sure.
So Mo, you got the Giants beating.
I'm gonna take a I do.
Take a shot in the dark. Fuck it. None of this matters. 17-0 sounds reasonable. Week 13. Jets are at home against the Falcons. I actually think the Falcons are going to be really nice this year, so I got this as a loss.
Yeah, I do too.
You see that tweet? I forget what's his name. Don Cleve, whatever the fuck his name is.
Oh,
yeah. Well, no, like what he said was he was just like Michael Penix
got some nice balls.
And I was like, oh, with a name like Michael Penix, that would fucking up.
He's the biggest bitch of the year. I can't stand that guy.
Yeah, I have him blocked. Stupid. It's a fucking loser. He probably doesn't leave his house. I don't even know if he's a real person. He's probably just a bot.
But the Falcons might be nice. You're right. Without Desmond Ridder, are you kidding me? Kirk Cousins, trade him, whatever.
Yeah. Kirk Cousins is like, I don't know, he's like not even a person right now, which makes the world a better place.
I totally forgot about Kirk Cousins. Holy shit! Is he on a team?
I don't think he is. Or he's still on. If anything, he's still on.
I think he's still on Atlanta, but I don't know if he's actually going to be playing.
Yeah, it sounds like he's going to be a backup unless they trade him. But like, no team really needs a starter right now. So, like, he's got
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, but they're waiting for Aaron Rodgers. Like, I'd rather have Aaron Rodgers. I'd still rather have Aaron Rodgers than Kirk Cousins.
I think that's going to happen eventually. But you know,
unless he gets hurt again, then he might go to Minnesota.
That would be insane.
But yeah, I do feel like he has I feel like there's like a handshake deal in place with Pittsburgh, and Like he's just waiting to. He's just trying to skip as much off-season training camp shit as he can.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, he's like, yo, I'm gonna go and do drugs in Frick Park. Like,
so Paul,
and then,
is this Falcons game a loss for you for the Jets?
Yeah, I think they will be nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Go on with Frick Park though.
Oh no, like I'm just thinking of the many places in Pittsburgh that Aaron Rodgers can go on a darkness retreat. Frick Park.
Wait. Is that Jets game in Atlanta?
It's at MetLife. I don't think it matters though.
Yeah. I was gonna say if it's in Atlanta, Justin Fields might have some type of way about it.
True. Yeah.
Because he's from Atlanta.
Yeah, he's from the Big A.
Yeah.
But if he has to play in shithole MetLife Stadium, he's gonna lose. What you're saying?
Shithole MetLife Stadium, December football, gray skies, like so.
Oh, at that point, fuck you. We're in it.
There's gonna be no aura to speak of. So, yeah, probably a loss. Giants are in New England that week. I got the Giants.
Fuck them. Beat it. Yeah. Don't give a shit.
I'm pretty sure, Paul. You just have the Giants winning the rest of their games because I'm pretty sure you already have 8 losses.
Don't use math right now. Like just ruins the build up. But yes, I guess perhaps there's still a bye week in there, so you never know.
Well, you gave it away by saying that they were going to go 9-8. So
true.
That's not
my fault. Yeah, very true.
Mo, you got this as a win for the New York Football G-Men?
Yeah, I do.
All right. Week 14 is a bye for the Giants, which kind of sucks to have your bye that late in the year. I'd be pissed. But for the New York Jets, Week 14 is a magical week. It's the type of week where
that ruins future drafts.
Yeah, it's the type of week where families are.
Is this the Saints game?
No, this is this is actually the home against the Dolphins, which I'm gonna say is a loss.
Yeah, it is a loss.
I'm gonna give you guys a win.
Let's go.
I feel like it. No further explanation.
Fuck an explanation. We don't do that here.
Tyreek Hill would have publicly demanded a trade by this point to the Chargers.
I want him to do it now.
Actually, fuck it. It's December. This is a win for the Jets. Actually, we're sweeping the Dolphins.
There we go.
Tua can't play in the cold. Mike McDaniels can't coach in the cold.
Who says Tua is playing? Who? How do we?
Well, Zach Wilson can't play in the cold.
Zach Wilson can't play in the on the earth.
Kyle McCord.
Well, Kyle McCord isn't on the Dolphins.
So, you're talking about my boy Ewers.
Quinn
That's
Ewers.
The only chance.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah, we don't know if he can't play in the cold, to our knowledge.
Yeah, up for debate.
Yeah.
All right, Week 15, Jets at Jaguars. That is a future ruining win.
Yeah, I was gonna say Trevor Lawrence will be here's what's gonna happen. They're gonna be up by 2 scores. It's gonna be 13 points, right? And then what's gonna happen is Trevor Lawrence is gonna be like, "Herder Plur, look at me. I'm the guy. I'm Daniel Jones, but better." And he's gonna throw 2 interceptions for no reason. And then the Jets are gonna squeak by with a win. And it's gonna damage your hearts and souls because it accomplishes nothing at this point in the season. And I'm sorry.
You know what? I got a hot take. I think Trevor Lawrence is gonna win the division.
Ooh.
Against the Texans and the
yes,
just the Texans.
Yes.
Well,
I mean, it's not that much.
Hold on. I thought about who was on the coast.
It really isn't that much.
No, the
It
Colts
really
are
ain't
the
that
Colts are
much.
like a really bad situation. I think their
They
situation
fucking suck.
might actually be worse than ours.
They're gonna
Yeah.
okay. So hot take: either the Colts or the Saints are getting Arch Manning next year. It's probably gonna be the Colts. Think about it.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know I'm
Why
right
can't it be
it
us?
makes too much sense.
because you were winning that last game we talked about against the Jaguars. That's why.
Fuck off.
It's not the last game, but it's that type of game.
No, I meant like the
God
previous
damn
game we
it.
spoke about, not the
You can
actual
never
last
have
game.
anything good.
Yeah.
No, this is gonna be a conversation this year. It's gonna be like, oh, we beat Trevor
no,
Lawrence,
it
LOL.
definitely is.
He
It
stinks, and
definitely
then
is.
you're gonna be one pick away from Arch Manning because you decided to kick
I,
Trevor Lawrence's shit in.
oh, God.
I don't mean to say that out
At
loud,
least
homies. That
at least it's better than kicking Mac Jones's shit in.
that's
Yeah,
true.
no, yeah, that's
That's what we
way
did last
better.
year. Mo, you got the division winning Jaguars beating the Jets.
Yes.
Okay. The Giants play the Commanders at home this week.
We steal one because it's either Russ is out at this point, so it's either going to be Jameis or Dart.
Yeah. At what week do you think the Giants change quarterbacks?
Ooh, damn, that's a good question. That is a good question.
After the second Eagles game or the
Ooh,
49ers game.
so who
Yeah.
is it going to be? Jackson Dart?
Yeah, the Bears might be a good landing spot for.
Yeah, it's going to be Jameis. But the other thing is, like, I am saying this in the notion that no one gets injured. Injuries always change everything. So I would say if everyone's healthy, Russ, like, does his job and sucks, but, provides football knowledge to Jackson Dart. And Jameis is just like, bro, I'm so blessed to play for the New York Football Giants in MetLife Stadium. I will beat the Bears.
Stadium. He will be the first person to say that.
He's like, I will beat the Bears.
It is truly a blessing. Mo, you got the Giants sweeping the Commanders, or do the Commanders win this one?
No, the Commanders are winning.
All right, I got the Giants winning this one too. I think they split with Washington. Week 16, we got the Jets are playing Week 16. I believe that's the Saints in New Orleans, and I can feel it in my bones. That is a win.
Future ruining win. So like
it's a future ruining win, but like I have the Jets pretty close to 500 right now, so it's also like a keep us in the playoff race type of win.
Yeah. I mean, the Saints, like, who do you think is going to be the worst team in the league? It might be the Saints, dude. Like, the Raiders have Geno.
It is going to be the Saints.
I think it's Saints. I think the top 5 in no particular order, like top 5 of the draft, will be.
That's
Saints.
why I want us to fucking lose to the Saints.
Yeah. Saints, Browns, Colts. I don't know the Cam. I like Cam Warren. I think he'll be good, but like Titans are probably they probably need to suck for another year.
Yeah.
The fifth worst team will probably be I'm gonna say the Raiders.
It's hard because, like, do you think Geno can say it? Sorry, I don't. That's triggering, I'm sure.
Actually, no. The Raiders are actually gonna be a fun team. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, the Bears might still be bad.
Cowboys. I'm throwing it out there. The Cowboys.
You know what? Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Actually, for me, I think it's the Vikings. I think the Vikings are going to be really bad.
I think they're going to be really good.
Okay, so Chris Hecker, segue into Week 16 real quick.
Yeah. So Week 16. Yeah. So wait. So you guys both have the Jets beating the Saints?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
without question.
I do.
All right. Yeah. So then the Giants play the aforementioned Minnesota Vikings And that is definitely a win for the Giants.
I agree. I think JJ McCarthy probably it will be good, but fucking torn ACL. Like I don't know.
Not gonna lie, I kind of want them to beat you.
Well, we'll just defend Justin Jefferson and everything, and I guess Aaron Jones too. But everything else is like I don't know, man. He's no Sam Darnold.
No. Well, we don't know who he is yet.
Which is the problem.
But he does have good coaching. So he's got that going for him.
But isn't the first game of the season him playing Jim Harbaugh?
Who, the Vikings?
They're playing aren't they playing the Chargers? Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
That's fucking kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
It was like, oh damn, I gotta play my fucking former coach now.
Yeah. So you got the Giants losing. The NFL playing chess, not checkers.
For sure.
So you got the Giants losing to the Vikings.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of revenge games week one, a lot of revenge narratives, which is always fun. I feel like they always go for that in week one. Like that one year we played Revis on the Bucks. Week 17, the Jets play the New England Patriots at home, and I think we win this one.
Yeah, they probably went to fuck it up.
I'm gonna do the aforementioned tie, just because I feel like, listen, it really depends on context. I don't know what to think. Like, fuck it.
Just say it's a fucking win.
Fuck it. I'm just gonna give it to the Jets. Fuck the Patriots.
All right, that is a win for the Jets, a clean sweep, and then the Giants are in Vegas playing the Raiders.
Ole Miss quarterback Jackson Dart has to fucking come in because James Winston gets concussed, and then he remembers how his boy Eli, his Iron Man streak was snapped by Geno, even though it was not Geno's fault. It was our coaching's fault. However, he still takes that not into account and just wins the football game. Let's go. That's a win for the New York Giants.
You know what? You better hope that motherfucker knows how to coach that one read quarterback into existence.
Who are you talking about? Geno Smith?
No, Jackson Dart.
Okay. Geno Smith. Let's leave it on that. You're gonna be real mad. You're gonna be real mad when I'm right.
Different, you and I.
Hey, I'm just telling you what. Hey, Jackson Dart and Geno Smith are very similar.
Yeah, they're both quarterbacks.
They're both
great. They're both quarterbacks, and they both played on shitty ass teams.
I mean, can't argue with that. But it's gonna be a win for the New York Football Giants against the Raiders. They're not there yet. If only they had Devontae Adams and Brock Bowers at the same time.
Shit. Why do you have to bring up Brock Bowers?
Sorry, homie.
Son of a bitch. Oh, all right. No, because we needed a left tackle.
And Olu Fashanu is pretty good for what it's worth.
Yeah. We really haven't really seen him.
Yeah, I think
from
what he has done, I like what I see. I think there's promise there. I wanted Bowers too, but
we both wanted Bowers.
I've moved on.
And
does that just cause like a trauma?
No,
it wasn't really traumatic because it was like, all right, like if they would have drafted like defense with that pick, I would have been pretty pissed with like Bowers and Fashanu there. But
I know. Hecker
one.
wanted Mason Graham to the T, and I was like, yeah, this
It's
guy
not that I
is.
wanted Mason Graham. I would have been fine with Mason Graham,
No.
but I wanted Membu, and so I'm happy with what we got.
I'm way more content with Memo than Mason Graham.
Yeah, no,
All right,
I
so
agree. I just think that it would have. I don't think it would have been bad to draft Mason Graham, although he is throwing up in training camp, which, might not mean anything or might mean.
Dude, he's on the Browns and he's on the Browns.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a pass for that. But Mo, you got the Giants losing or beating the Oakland Raiders?
Oh, losing.
Losing. All right. And now we made it to the finish line, fellas. Week 18, Jets in Buffalo with a chance potentially to maybe go to the playoffs. Let's see where we're at for both our teams.
Okay.
So I got the Jets at 1-0, 1-1, 1-2, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3, 4-3, 4-4, 5-4, 5-5, 5-6, 5-7, 6-7, 7-7, 8-7. I have the Jets at 9-7 going into this game. I'm going to say it's a loss, but if the Bills rest their starters, we'll win. But I'm going to say it's a loss. So the Jets will be 9-8. Paul, you have the Jets at 1-0, 1-1, 1-2, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3, 3-4, 3-5, 4-5, 4-6, 4-7, 4-8, 5-8, 6-8, 7-8. You have the Jets at 8-8 going into this matchup in Week 18. Mo, you got the Jets at 0-1, 0-2, 0-3, 1-3, 1-4, 1-5, 1-6, 1-7, 2-7, 2-8, 2-9, 2-10, 2-11, 3-11, 4-11 going into this, or 4. You got the Giants, or you got the Jets at 4-12 going into this last game.
Okay, that sounds about right.
I unfortunately am going to pick the Bills to win just because I foresee some sort of Chiefs, Bills, fucking Ravens, seeding issue, and then they rest their starters in the second half or the fourth quarter or something.
Yeah, I could see. I could see that. So Mo, I'm assuming you got this as a loss.
Who is it? Bills?
Yeah, Week 18 at Buffalo.
Oh yeah, big time.
All right,
and it's honestly just because of seeding. If they're resting their starters from the beginning, I'd be like, okay, whatever. But there's the likely chance.
They're gonna want that first round bye. All right, so so I got the Jets at 9-8. Paul, you got them at 8-9. And then Mo, you got them at 4.
People are gonna think we're out of our fucking minds, except Mo.
Yeah. And then
because when you analyze it game by game, it makes sense. But when you say the record out loud, you're like, "How the?"
I'm just trying to not put myself in a situation where I'm like
self-care.
Yes. I don't want to be just.
All right, so I have the Giants at 7-8 going into this. I have the Giants at 7-9 going into this last game, and unfortunately, I do think they lose this last game. So
I don't, because fuck the Cowboys, fuck them. Just leaving it at that. Not 9-8, baby. 5-win streak, 5-game win streak to end it with the bye. Fuck them.
Do you want to do that bet of 5.5 under? Because I'll take the
I'm
under
down.
for sure.
Yeah, I'm down for the over under 5.5.
I'm gonna hold on. Give me 1 second, boys.
What do you want to put on it?
I don't know. What do you want to put on it? Were you willing to do the under?
Or well, I was gonna be taking the. I figured I'd be taking the over. You'd be taking the under.
Yeah, I'm taking the under.
All right, I'll take the over. I bet like $50 on it.
Because I could see max 5. I could see 5 again. For sure.
Yeah, I'm going with the high end. I mean, I could see them winning like 6 on the lower end.
Yeah. I mean 6, 6 is pop. I honestly I could see like 5 to 7.
Well, if you want to.
Might win.
You want to do
like,
$50 on the
shitty.
over under 5.5? I will shake on it now.
Okay. Well, we got some time, so.
All right. Well, let me know.
Yeah.
You can let me know whenever. Do you have the? And then going into this last game, you got the Giants at 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3, 3-4, 3-5, 3-6, 3-7, 3-8, 4-8, 4-9, 4-10. You have them. I think you have the Giants at 4-12 as well.
Yeah. 4-13.
So you got them losing to Dallas week 18.
Yes.
All right. Well, there you have it.
There you have it.
We don't know shit. Anyways, boys, it's been a pleasure. I would like to banter a bit more, but I have to be at work, so.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm at work right now.
No, it's we are the 1 o'clock Jets, and by that we mean the 1 o'clock in the morning Jets. So
we're the 10 o'clock Jets.
yeah. So it's the so probably time to end the show, but like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you next time. Unlock the swag unlock. Peace.
Peace.